Hello there, Internet. Shauna Hanlon here. It is a beautiful day, and I was thinking about taking a bike ride. That said, needed to work on some things with the bike. So, I haven't really fully introduced this vehicle to anybody yet, and obviously, yes, it's upside down. I'm working on it. This is a Gary Fisher frame. I don't think that brand is necessarily in production anymore, or if it has been purchased by a bigger company. This is basically just the frame, Gary Fisher. I handmade this e-bike from a kit, 1500 watt motor, 48 volt battery, and I just kind of want to share some thoughts in regards to not just how awesome these e-bike motors are and just the technology by itself, but also in terms of maintenance, what I find myself doing most on it, just in case anyone's curious. So when it comes to the battery, when it comes to the motor, there's basically no maintenance. I know a lot of people already know this, but the electronic components are basically all sealed and stable, and they're just not going to, you just charge them, make sure that they're charged. You don't discharge them all the way to zero if you can help it. And the same thing goes for the motor. Try not to, run it at full capacity uphill at 110 degrees, when it's 110 degrees out. Because if you do, you might start overloading the circuitry in there. But besides from that, it's going to be just fine. In fact, I have ridden this bike when it was over 100 degrees outside. I think it was like 105, maybe as much as 110. But for the most part, I was coming home, so it's like downhill and flat for most of it. But anyway, this whole setup's amazing, and it's champ. Downside, though, because of the extra weight in the rim and the extra torque that's going through it, I have noticed that unlike other people's bicycles, I am required to actually check the tension on the e-bike's, what's it called? I'm required to tighten my spokes a lot more, just to make sure that the alignment of the wheel stays accurate. So in this case, I've already basically worked on this, but you want to have as even a rotation as possible, and it's really easy to check, because what ends up happening is in certain spots you'll have rubbing against one or the other brake pads as you go over more and more bumps over time. It's the rim actually flexing left or right in certain areas, depending on where the impact is, the direction, blah blah blah. That said, it doesn't take much to actually do the maintenance, and I find I really enjoy it. This is a simple spoke wrench. I like this one because it has multiple sizes, and it's just a simple little thing. Sometimes they have ones that are more like actual wrenches, but then you have to have multiple sizes. This is one thing, and you don't have to turn it all that hard. While I've already tuned this to where I like it, I will show you an approximation of what you do. You take, in this case, the 13, which is looking through the camera right there. So, I don't remember what YouTuber showed me this, but it is a really good trick. If you put a G, or if you think of the shape of a G, that's the same as turning it to tighten. So in this case, I'd be turning it toward me from the top, and that's similar if you were to look at it as a G. And to do that, so say the rubbing was happening here, you're going to want to go back by a spoke and forward by a spoke. So let's just say right here, this is going to be where it's rubbing. To pull it toward me, which is what we don't want to do, I would be turning on this one, and that's where we're already rubbing. So you want to go above one, turn it like a G, but Recording stopped. Sorry about that. Turning toward myself like this, and only maybe an eighth of a turn. And then the same thing goes, focus, on the step down below it. So I'd put it on this one as well and turn it toward me to tighten it. And by tightening, I'll show you real quick, just like that much. And you just do that, and then you assess, you rotate it, and you see if it gets better. And you might have to do that for, 15-20 minutes, depending on how bad the warping is. Let's just double check here. You can always backtrack, but it is generally better to just do little increments. And yeah, I'm for the most part happy with that. Maybe I'll tune it a little bit more. But what I really need is I need to obviously clean this girl and give her some lube, because sometimes we all need some lube. That said, I am going to take this bike out for a spin, I think. And I will catch you all on the next one. Take care.